Good morning, everybody. Rise and grind, everybody. Getting up and at it once again. Off work today. Today is December 21st. Getting close to Christmas / Christmas Eve. Man, I just been actually on my way to go to the gym right now, just kind of up and then, in mode, man, getting ready to get my motion going for the day. Keeping myself in good spirits. I always wake up, give me a good prayer in. Right after that, I make my bed, then go in and go to the bathroom, wash up, brush my teeth, do everything I gotta do. Comb, brush my hair, or whatever like that, and just start to get ready for the day, man. I keep myself in the same process whether I'm going to work or not. Try to get up nice and early, at least by 8 if anything, closer to 9 if I have to on the weekend, lay in a little bit longer. But I try to keep myself getting up, man, nice and early, to greet the sun, man, and just keep myself in the habit of moving and not laying down too much, not being lazy, and keeping myself active and productive, having something to do, whether it's going to the gym, going to the library, just stopping by to go see family, or just finding anything to do, man. Get up, go to the grocery store, get some stuff I've been needing to get, or some stuff that I just needed to get out the way that I couldn't do during my work week. Oh man, my rearview mirror is like completely fogged up. It's been real cold out here the last couple days. What's today? Sunday. I'll say like Friday wasn't that bad. It was like 42 degrees or something like that. So it felt pretty decent out here, man. I've been loading my truck outside actually most of this week. We could do it indoor, outdoors, but it kind of get crowded indoors, especially around like 7:30, 8 o'clock. So I actually been outside, because it ain't been feeling too bad. That way when I load my truck up, I can just back on out and start my route. I ain't got to wait for other trucks to move or wait for people to get finished loading. I can just do my thing, you know what I'm saying? Once I get done loading, just go ahead and take on off. But anyway, I just want to say, man, because it's been kind of it's been not kind of, but it's been in my head a lot lately, just coming up on the new year, the end of this year, wrapping this year up and moving into the new year. How a lot of times we make resolutions and we think the new year is when I'm gonna start, you know what I mean, or I can finish BS in the rest of the year, the last little few weeks, couple weeks of the year, and then bam, I'm gonna start. And the new year is when I start, you know what I mean? That's when I'm gonna really get on it. That's when I'm gonna get locked in, when it hit January. And you gotta start locking in, man, right before the new year, when you really think about it. And I know how some people are with the whole, January ain't really the new year technically, it's spring when the ice break and all that stuff. But we talking about the new year as it relates to the calendar years as we know it, here in this country. So, yeah, man. And I ain't gonna kick my heat on yet. It's like cold in here, and like little smoke, mist, fog, whatever it is coming out my mouth literally while I'm talking. But once I keep the heat on, it only go up to high. For some reason now I can't even do low or medium anymore. So it's too loud when I kick it all the way up on high. I just feel like that's a little bit loud, and I'd be trying to over talk the heat. But yeah, man, so back to it, now is the time to really lock in, man. Start making some of those disconnections you need to make, kind of, cut whoever you need to off, or not even, not to make it sound so bad, but just to kind of start distancing yourself if you really need to really focus and lock in, and, just to kind of draw back from certain things. My thing is the sweets, man. I've been killing it in the gym. I've been, back to drinking my teas and, drinking more water, stuff like that. But it's really the sweets got me, man. I've been doing excellent. I didn't, pass my 9 months with the no drinking thing. And I'm really aiming for a year. And even after that, man, I gotta, I want to make sure I keep things under wraps, because that alcohol is a serious thing. But yeah, now is the time to start making the choices and adjustments that you need to make. Not wait until January, wait until the new year, and then try to, lock in. Now is the time to just, start applying for, them other jobs you might want to apply for, or start investing money in the things that you want to invest in, whether it's your cameras for your content creation, whether it's, stuff you've been needing for your car, or, your own, business, whatever you need, your hair products, your nail products, your cleaning products, whatever it is that you're doing. Now's the time to start making the adjustments, man. So that way, when the new year come, you already been in gear. Now you can go full throttle when the year come. Now you can kind of start, just slowly, making some changes here and there. You know what I mean? And like I said, even if that means drawing back from certain people, or, now I'm gonna kind of, just kind of stay out of certain areas, certain environments, and, now is the time, man. It's like we give ourselves, and that'll add on to our own plight, and do ourselves a disservice, is by giving ourselves more time to procrastinate into BS. You know what I mean? Oh, I got a couple weeks left to the new year. I ain't got to worry about my diet now. Excuse me, y'all. Told y'all, whenever it get cold, just a lick of cold, man, my nose starts to snot up. I get it from my pops for sure, though. He always keep tissue, and that's what I've been learning. I keep it in my back pocket. I keep a whole roll literally in my car, you know what I mean, for times like this. So yeah, man, now is just the time. It's the time now to start making those adjustments. Don't wait. Don't give yourself more time to procrastinate and to put things to the wayside, because the new year will come and you'll look up and meet, damn, I said I was going to do this in the new year, and here it is, March. I'm still doing the same thing, and I ain't did what I said I was going to do. That's because you wasn't locking in when you were supposed to. You know what I mean? You wanted to wait to give yourself too much grace and let yourself, just still wallow in the wind, when you should have been locking in, when you should have been like, no, okay, it's a couple weeks till I want to really, start seeing a change, or really, going full throttle. Okay, now let me start, just like when your exit is coming up on the highway. Now you want to start putting your blinker on and making that move to get over, because the exit is coming. That time of the year is coming to where you want to, start getting on that path to doing what you really want your end goal to be. So now is the time, man. Now is the time. While it's a couple weeks left in the year, start to little by little, chop down. Okay, I ain't gonna eat a big bag of chips no more. I'm gonna go down to the little bag, or a couple little bags. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna eat no whole family size bag of chips to myself. Let me go down to the regular big bag. Or, you know what I mean? Just start to kind of, start to chip away at it right now. So when that time come, because I did that last year too. I was supposed to stop drinking on New Year's, and I went to the polar plunge thing here in Milwaukee, and that's like, right, we do the countdown and everything, and then we, jump in, even though it's technically still, New Year's Day while we doing it, but it's like, okay, we doing this on the first, like, you know what I mean? It's for the New Year, it's on the New Year Day, but it's like bright and early, it's still the first day of the year, so we do the countdown, then we run in, and you know what I mean, run in the water or whatever, and it's like cold as hell out here. This is Milwaukee, so we do it downtown at the lake or whatever. Last year was my first year going. I think I might go again this year. I don't know, it'll hold me to it, man. I might, but um, yeah. Anyway, um, I was supposed to do it then, like on that day, and I ended up taking a shot with my family while we was there on New Year's Day, and I'm like, okay, well, there goes that. Like, you know what I mean? The day I'm supposed to start is like right when I take a shot. So, yeah, man, I didn't stop, and having an alcohol addiction, it's like it's something that's most difficult to deal with more than weed or anything else, man. Because it's legal, it's all around us. We do it while we with our peers. We do it while we, by ourselves, something to relax, something to kind of just get you, you know what I mean? Help you take away your problems, or, don't worry about your frustrations, and it kind of, just get you, in the mood. Sometimes you got music playing, or you just, watching a comedy movie, or, whatever you do. It's something that kind of helps you just blend in and relax to your environment, you know what I mean? And sometimes we can overdo it. And that's exactly where I was. And that's the most dangerous part, is when you do it when you're in a state of depression, because it's easy for you to overdrink, and you might not even realize, most of the time, you're not even going to realize that you drinking way more than you should, because it don't hit you like right when, at one time like that, unless you're somebody who don't drink and it don't really take you that much to get there. But yeah, man, the more it sits on you and getting, and just kind of circulating your system, that's when it really starts to hit you, like, man, like, yeah, I've been doing a little bit too much. But which you really, at that point, for the people who drink a whole lot, they don't feel that until like the morning after. It's like, oh man, damn, why did I drink this damn much? But anyway, yep, so I had started in March, and I had just got to a real low point where I was like, damn, man, I need to change my whole life. And that's when I decided, I know it was March 15th, that was the last day I drank, and that last day, I really didn't even, you know what I mean? I don't even think I had finished the whole bottle. That's how I really knew I was done. I was like, once I didn't finish the bottle and I threw the rest away, I was like, yeah, I know it's something that's telling me it's time, man. So, here we are 9 months later, man. Well into my journey. I'm loving it, man. I done lost some weight for sure. I'm just kind of getting back to that better mental state. And now it's like, it's just a part of my life to go to the gym, to work out, to push myself, to lift more, to run more. I'm running a whole lot more on the treadmill. I'm picking up higher speeds as far as my running, and now I'm trying different exercises, and I'm loving it, man. It's to the point where if I don't go to the gym, like now, I think it's been like 3 days as of yesterday. So now today, I'm like, I'm really finna go in there and show out. You know what I mean? I'm finna be in there about a good 2 hours, maybe 2.5 if I'm really feeling it. I ain't even really timing myself. You know what I mean? So now I'm to the point where like it's not even a discipline to me no more, or like a punishment for, you know what I mean? I don't think of it like that. It's like, beating myself into shape. It's like, now it's like, this is something that you have to do. It's like self-care for me now. You know what I mean? It's something that I want to do, something that I feel like, is a part of my daily routine. Like, this is something that needs to be done. Like, I damn near don't even feel right if I don't do it. It's like, damn, like, okay, let me not get in the habit of not going, so whereas before I might have found reasons to skip the gym, you know what I mean? I might have, did too many push-ups, or I ran 2 miles, 3 miles, so yeah, I can have a cheat day today or whatever. But no, it's like, get back to it. Even if you only go 60-70%, just get back in there, you know what I mean? Even if you don't do 2 hours, do an hour. If you only feel like you're doing 45, which I've only had like maybe 3 or 4 times I've done that, I just wasn't feeling up to it, or kind of head hurting or something while I'm working out, and I'm just like, okay, all right, that's cool. As long as I do a little bit of treadmill, do a little bit of bench press, go ahead and get up out of here, you know what I mean? So I've had a few of those days, but yeah, now's the time, man. Don't wait until, that mark. And this just is not even just for the New Year's. You know, whenever you feel like, you know, okay, I'm gonna set this date, you know, March 15th. I want to have this done by March 15th. Don't wait until 30 days before March 15th. No, just start pivoting now. Start chopping down and, you know, making some adjustments to make it a little bit easier on yourself, to get a little bit closer to your goal within, you know, whatever day it is now to whatever day you're trying to meet that mark, you know. So yeah, that's just been on me heavy, man. I'm like, damn, yeah, okay. Because my goal definitely is I'm 267 now. I stay between 267 and 260 for some reason. My goal is to get down to 200. I feel like that's like a good area where I done definitely dropped a lot of the belly fat, and I've definitely, you know, have like dropped down enough to where I can tone up, you know what I mean? And I've dropped a decent amount of, you know, some of the water weight and all that stuff like that. But yeah, definitely that's where I feel like 60 pounds is where I will see a huge change, you know what I mean? So that's my goal. You know, hell, I until I get there, I'm gonna get there. But now I'm doing it to where, okay, the sweets is the most, you know, the thing for me. But also driving too, I have moments where I'm to where I'm eating certain things I shouldn't be eating, you know, stopping at quick trips and gas stations, you know, just going through certain, you know, parts of town while I'm delivering, because that's all that's out there. You know, there's a lot of them truck stops and stuff like that. So, you know, eating fried chicken, stopping, getting a couple slices of pizza, catch myself eating donuts in the morning or breakfast biscuits, you know what I mean? It's like, I make poor decisions, you know, just moving throughout my day. And some days I was able to not eat at all while I was doing, you know, my route. Come home, might eat some tuna or something, or just take some fruit with me, take an apple and a banana or something, you know, some little trail mix. But most days I'm not doing what I need to be doing. So, you know, and I ain't even gonna front on that. But yeah, definitely now is the time where I'm like, okay, let me start making the changes now. Let me start putting my foot on the gas now. So, you know, when it is New Year, I'm warmed up to it. It ain't nothing new. I ain't got to try to force myself into it. I've already been at it. Now it's just time to kick it up a notch once it hit New Year. So, you know, yeah, man, that's definitely the goal, man. Don't procrastinate. Start kicking it into gear now, man. So, you know, when it's time for you when you're starting to get closer to that day, you really want to hop on the journey. You're already ready. You've already been easing into it. Now it's just time to put your foot on the pedal. So, yeah, those is my wise words for the day, y'all. Peace and love, rise and grind, rise and shine, whatever you want to call it. Let's make it happen, y'all. Happy holiday, man, and much love to everybody, man. Whatever y'all got going on is just a part of the process. It's all a learning lesson, the ups and downs, the rises and falls, man. And just don't let that stop y'all. Let it all be a part of your story that you're going to be able to tell when you get to wherever you get to. And most of the time, we're going to be able to laugh about it. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. That's all I got to say. Peace and love, y'all.